Hey everybody, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comics review for November 22nd, 2023. All right, everybody, are you ready?
Can you feel it?
We're going to do the weekly comics review. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying every bit I can here to add the excitement because I'm having a bit of a rough day. Had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving too. Came home, though, probably about 9-ish at night because I like to spend we spend the whole day together with family. Come home, and our floor had a lot of water. Evidently, our nice, wonderful furnace decided it was going to get messed up and stop working right, and so it dumped a ton of water over the floor. So I spent a lot of time cleaning that mess up. I have no heat right now, but I should be getting that taken care of today. But here's the thing, I can sit there and whine about it and complain, but I want to make sure I point here to be thankful. I'm glad I came home when I did and caught it before it got worse than what it was, because right, things can always be worse. And remember, some people have it worse out there than we do, so let's try to, during this season, share a little gratitude and kindness to one another, because you never know what somebody's going through. So with that said, the first issue I want to talk about is, before I get there, let me explain how I do these. I give them a score of 0 through 10, 7 being average. I also use League of Comics Geeks and share their opinion too, and give you a little bit of info about each comic. All right, enough of that. Let's jump in. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 21. Mark Waid continues his return to the world of Kingdom Come. Superman and Batman, having followed Boy Thunder to Kingdom Come, find themselves and that world on a path to an apocalyptic future. Yeah, I gotta learn to read here. Can the world's finest team prevent the transformation of Boy Thunder into the villainous Magog? Can't speak today. Woo, rough day. Mark Waid is the writer, artist Dan Mora. I gave the book an 8.2, 190 out of 196 liked it, with a 4.4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, which means they gave it a little bit higher score than even I did. But this has been a solid series. With the amount of people reviewing it means it's probably selling well too. It's good art, fun story. Not a multiverse fan personally. I'm just not. I think it's been overdone, and this is digging in that territory. But I'm going to have to say it's still a fun story, and I am looking forward to the next issue. I think that's usually a sign of a good comic book. It makes you go, I want to check out that next issue. So let me take out my trusty pen here, mark that off so I don't accidentally read the same one twice. Yeah, we don't have to do that. Well, I went through a lot this week, so if you read any that I didn't, make sure you let me know. And here we go. The next one was Green Lantern War Journal, number 3. 91 out of 95 liked it, with a 4.2 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I gave it a 7.3. Not quite as high. It says, who is Lantern Shepard? John Stewart has had his first battle with the deadly new adversary and is infected. Yeah, it looks pretty gross infection too by the Radiant Dead. Will his power help slow the spread of the supernatural contagion, or are they transforming him into the most terrifying host imaginable? Well, writer Philip Kennedy Johnson will give you the details in this issue, and the artist is Montos, which I don't know who that is. And my thoughts on this is the art was okay. The story is a little slow, but I like how it's showing in this John Stewart's personal family struggle. I think that's the key point, the best point, the relationship with him and his mother. That's the part I like the most about this series so far. Speaking of some things that I like the most, this next one, I think you need to be checking out. More people need to be checking out, though I think it is doing pretty good, because League of Comics Geeks has 106 out of 100 Ted liking it with a 4.2 rating, and I gave this book not as high of a score, though, but I did really enjoy it. I gave it a solid 7, and that's Jay Garrick, The Flash, number 2, guest starring Stargirl, and I'm a Stargirl fan, so I think that's great. And so we have Judy's physicals came back, all those tests good and clear, which means only one thing: mall day with Stargirl. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But who goes to the mall anymore? I haven't been to a mall in ages, but that's maybe me. I hate shopping to begin with. But anyway, we have a foe from the 1940s will crash the party, and Jay rushes in to save the day, which of course doesn't make Judy very happy, knowing that he was checking in on her. The writer is Jeremy Adams, artist Diego Olotegi, which, sorry, I butchered that name. That's the lower part of me. I think the art was okay. The story was a little slow, but I'm sorry, the art was okay. I thought it was good pacing, actually, for a Flash book. Get it? Good pacing, Flash book. Yeah, bad humor. I know. I try. Oh, okay. But here's the thing. I think it's an interesting story because we know something big is coming, and I just don't think it revealed quite enough. That's why I got a 7. I might have graded it a little hard as I think back on it. I probably should have given it maybe like a 7.3, but nonetheless, it was pretty good. The next book I want to get into, I liked this cover. It was Justice Society of America, number 7, where 85 of 93 liked it. It was a 3-point average rating for a League of Comics Geeks. And I know this was a mixed bag for some. I gave it a 7.5. I like the cover. I really dig the cover on this particular issue. You got the one with Solomon Grundy in the background. I thought that was nice. I like this cover. I thought the book had decent art. It's an interesting story, and I am looking forward to the next issue. Anyway, it says reunions are cut short when the JSA and the Lost Children to face down a new threat. Yeah, it's interesting how they're tying in that Stargirl a whole lot to this miniseries, and I really like that. Can this group of heroes and sidekicks find their rhythm, or will it be curtains for them both? What's going to be the ramifications? We'll see. Jeff Johns wrote this one, artist Marco Sankuya, which, sorry, dude, I butchered your name. I know this book is getting a little bit of a mixed bag from some of the people I know and their thoughts on it. I didn't think it was bad as some did. I'm enjoying it, but maybe I just like this team a lot. I don't know what it is. But the next one, well, I don't got quite as good things to say about this one. That's Nightwing, number 108. Yeah, 106 out of 128 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 3.4 average rating, where I gave it a 6. I don't care for this storyline a whole lot, because Dick encounters an old flame. Well, that must burn. Dick encounters an old flame. Oh, boy. I probably aggravated somebody there. They probably didn't like that one. Amid Nightwing's investigation of the mystery behind the secret society called The Hold and their connection to the original Bloodhaven, Dick runs into his old flame. Yeah, once again, Dick runs into an old flame. That must hurt. Have you ever flamed your nuts? I think you would know what I'm talking about. Dick runs an old flame. Bay Bennett. Yeah, I don't really care for this character back from the Rick days there, but that's just me. Tom Taylor's writing this. Stephen Byrne is doing the artwork. I thought the art was okay. I'm really not a fan of this storyline and bringing this character back. It does have some alternate covers for this book that can be pretty nice too, and I also thought that the secondary story really fizzled out and didn't end up being much of anything special. Well, once again, could have been better, so Dick burns a little on this one. Can't win them all, can we? The next one I want to talk about is Superman. Yeah, Superman number 8. It says Chain down the beginning. I think this is a book issue you had to read while you're reading it. You got to listen to Unchained from Van Halen. It just fits. The League of Comics Geeks gave issue number 8 175 out of 183 liking it, with a 4.2 average rating, which I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. The Man of Steel vs. Chained Powerless Superman versus the Chained concludes. One of the biggest battles Metropolis has ever witnessed comes down to Superman doing the unthinkable and sacrificing his powers to stop the Chained. That's not really, it doesn't sacrifice his powers, but it's a pretty interesting the way that things are done here. Joshua Williamson's the writer, artist David Baldwin is the artist here. I thought the art was mixed. Some panels and stuff were really good, and some were like, what's going on here? Didn't care for. But it's a fun read, and I am still continuing to look forward to what's going to happen next in the issues of Superman. I have been enjoying this, and I think, just maybe, you might as well. Then this next one was Teen Titans number 5. 127 out of 143 liked it. It was a 3.7 average rating, and I gave it a 6. Yep, nowhere near as high. Swamp Thing versus the Demolition Crew. The Titans are going green as they desperately attempt to heal the Borneo rainforest as they reach out to the only avatar that can help the Swamp Thing. And it's cool you get Swamp Thing on the team. I like that concept here. Writer is Tom Taylor, artist is Nicholas Scott. But here's my thoughts overall on the book. The art was okay. Yeah, it was okay art. But here's the thing, the story was really boring. It almost felt like this whole time I was reading this issue that I'm getting a PSA. If any of you read it, did you feel like this was a public service announcement? Like you're just waiting for the next thing to tell you what to do? I mean, it's like, am I reading Captain Planet here? I honestly, I give this book a skip it. It's really not, and by the way, it's a start for a crossover event. Not a good start. A very boring start for a crossover event. I gave this book a 6. Yeah, I don't see what everyone else was seeing in it. So if I'm missing something, let me know why you thought it was so great. Speaking of things not so great, The Amazing Spider-Man number 38 with 56 out of 88 liking it on League of Comics Geeks with a 3.1 average rating. Gang War First Strike. Can Spider-Man and Wreck Rat both survive the repulsive repo? The last issue before Gang War. And I can tell you, thank goodness, because this storyline sucked. Zeb Wells, come on, what are you doing? He wrote this trash with art Ed McGuinness. And here's the thing, please, no more Wreck Rat. That character sucks. That's just lame. The art's good though. That I gave this book a 6.9. Got a little bit of bump up because of the art. 6.9. The Gang War story has potential to be good, but that current storyline that was running through here at the end now is over. Thank goodness, because that was terrible. Absolutely terrible waste of time. Storyline. Skip it. We'll see if the next storyline will be any better, but at the current rate that this writer is going, I almost think he's going to take what has a good possibility of being decent and find a way to screw it up. Now, this next issue, some people I read were liking the cover, the standard cover. I know it has multiple. I just didn't care for it. And that's Avengers Inc. number 3. 53 out of 55 liked it with a 3.9 average rating. So it seems like the people that are reading it are liking it okay. But there's not enough people probably reading this book. I gave it a 7.3. Dial V for Valkyrie. Her name is Janet Van Dyne. She's got a personal invite from Jane Foster. His name is Victor Shade. He's a dead warrior. On a technicality at least. So together, they're on a vacation in Valhalla. Yeah, to solve a mystery of how a dead man can die again. Al Ewing's the writer, artist Leonard Cook, and I've been enjoying this series. The art's okay. That's something that definitely could use improvement. The story, though, I find to be quite interesting. This book, though, just doesn't seem to, I think, be moving much and selling much. Maybe things with the cover. I didn't care for the cover. I really didn't. I mean, the concept of it is pretty good. They're in Valhalla. And on the cover there's a big axe on the table. It just wasn't well done. I don't care for that art style, and some people really like it, so if you like that art style, you'll probably be fine with it, but I didn't care for that. I don't think that cover is going to help sell the book very much, and I think they're going to need a lot to help continue to sell this book and get it to move. I just don't think it's doing so well otherwise. And the next one, speaking of things not doing so well, Captain Marvel number 2. Woo, boy, that Marvel stunk it up in the theaters, much as you can say, and try to act like you know it all. And by the way, I remember when I said what my thoughts were on the movie. I said the first movie, I said I think it's going to do okay, but that's only because they're marketing as you have to see it for the Avengers, and it was sandwiched between the two Avengers, and I was told how stupid I am. And then you seen this one. It didn't have the marketing power behind it because of it had no bookend. It wasn't sandwiched in between two big movies that you need to see. And what happened? Just like I said, it flopped. Now, I'm not saying it with pride and happiness. I want Marvel movies to be good. I want good, entertaining superhero movies, but I can see exactly why this one flopped. Sorry, but I called it. And I think that gave more validity to my previous view on the first Captain Marvel movie. And I think that hurt it too, because everyone, they watched it because of that. And then it was just more of it was a mid movie. It wasn't terrible, but it was far from great. And that's where Captain Marvel seems to be in the last over a decade now. It seems like we get some good, but most of the time it's just not great. 48 out of 56 like Captain Marvel number 2 with a 3-point average rating, and I gave it a 6.8. Bond by the Negabands. When a cat burglar Una Yang set out to steal the legendary Negabands, she was looking for a quick paycheck. What she got was a free ticket to the negative zone and a permanent entanglement with Captain Marvel. Yeah, permanent until death, that is. And it doesn't look like Una's gonna make it to old age. Not with the new villain, the Omen, hot on her tail and hungry for the bands of power. Yeah. Alyssa Wong wrote it. Artist Jan Balzadola, whatever. Sorry, once again. The art is just not good. No, the art's not good. And the story was just okay at best. And once again, usually when a Marvel character is not selling well, because when that happens, you start to see costume changes. We keep seeing reboots of the numbers to try to stimulate sales, and now we're seeing a costume change. I'm not saying I hate this outfit, but I like the previous outfit a whole lot better. Matter of fact, I'd be interested to see what people thought if they looked at the other covers that were available and chose which cover. My guess would be that it would not have anything to do with the new covers. It'd probably be one with the not new covers. Sorry, new outfit. It'd be one to do with the previous outfit. But that's my views. Maybe you love that outfit. What's your thoughts on that? I'd like to know that as well. Because hey, people have different opinions, and that's okay. You can be wrong. The next one I want to talk about, I'm getting there. I got a few more to go. Excuse me here, unedited. We keep this off the cuff here. The Invincible Iron Man number 12. Yes, League of Comics Geeks said 54 out of 58 liked it with a 3.9 average rating. I give it a 7.3. The writer is Jerry Duggan, and the artist is Ig Guar. Sorry, dude, I butchered your name. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Coffee, yes. Cold house day with no heat. Yes, it works great. Tony Stark is a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist. Yes, we all know that. His wife now is a brilliant, brutal telepath. It's just a marriage out of convenience here. But neither of them have an answer to the Stark Sentinel problem. To solve that, Tony's going to have to go to the smartest person he knows. Yes, that's actually what they wrote here in League of Comics Geeks. Ironheart. Yeah, that's the smartest person. Come on, he's the smartest person he knows. And then let's be honest, dude, if he's not, actually, probably not the smartest person he knows, that would be Reed Richards, you'd think. Not Ironheart. Boy, they just love to throw that Ironheart and how smart she is. But anyway, I digress. It's a good story. It's mediocre art. And it's an interesting spin, I think, with the Kingpin. The Kingpin's, I think, the part I like most about this, what they're doing with the Kingpin in this series. So that one, it's okay. It's not been a bad series for Iron Man. Next one's Incredible Hulk number 6, 95 out of 97 liked it with a 4.2 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. Means going pretty strong. Philip Kennedy Johnson is the writer and the artist is Nick Klein. Yes, the attack of the zombie Ghost Rider. Yep, we have a different Ghost Rider now in this one. I think it has a very gruesome transformation. Boy, the transformation into the Hulk is absolutely gruesome in this issue. Decent art. This book has good pacing, and it's a solid issue. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Not quite as high as they did, because theirs would have been an 8.2 on League of Comics Geek average, but I think my view was pretty on point and fair, to be honest there. Next one I want to quickly go through is Moon Knight, City of the Dead, number 5, closing out that story with 33 out of 37 liking it with a 3.8 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I give it a 7.4. Yep, David Propose is the writer, and Marcelo Ferreira is the penciler. Having fulfilled her sinister ritual. There we go. The Jackal Knight's ultimate ascendance is at hand, and by conquering the land of the living with the endless hordes of the City of the Dead, outnumbered and overwhelmed, can Moon Knight dig deep within himself to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Well, what do you think? Of course, it's a Moon Knight story, this last one, so it has to end that way. Yeah, decent art, good action. I think this Moon Knight series here would make a good trade paperback. That's a good way to get it, and I think the book has some really nice characterization. A little bit of nice in-depth with Moon Knight there. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now, if you read Twitters and some people in Marvel bragging about how great this book is, I think they're way overdoing it, and that's the Sensational She-Hulk number 2. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying it could be a lot better. 58 out of 62 liked it with a 3.9 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. Yeah. Whereas Rainbow Rowell is the writer, pen name of course, artist Andreas sorry dude, I'm gonna butcher your name here. It says incredible and sensational. The Incredible Hulk comes for his cousin, and it's not a social call. Yeah, and here's the thing, this is a decent issue. Matter of fact, it has the most action of any of this current series and the short previous series of She-Hulk, but I think that's because it has the Incredible Hulk in it, and he really steals this issue. He's the one that brings in the action. But my biggest kicker is, why on earth is this issue $4.99 instead of $3.99? Let's be honest, $3.99 is already expensive enough for a comic book. Why is this one $4.99? I don't get it. Why is this so expensive? I don't get why it costs so much. It's an okay issue. As I said, I gave it a 7, but with that score, I'm sorry, you can't have a price point of $4.99. That's just too much. But that's my thoughts. I went over a lot today, so this one took a while. Hope you had a great day. Let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep it frugal.